In the late 16th century, Japan was locked in a brutal cycle of civil war. The Sengoku period was an era ruled by fear, by steel, and by a code that demanded absolute loyalty. It was a highly fractured, insular society. Every mountain was guarded, every village was heavily monitored, and any outsider was immediately treated as a dangerous threat to the local warlord. Into this intensely xenophobic environment walked an anomaly, a towering, dark-skinned stranger from another continent, arriving with a foreign tongue and entirely unknown customs. He secured a position within Japan's elite military caste by successfully navigating the lethal risks that typically silenced outsiders. To understand exactly how the legend of the Black Samurai was born, we have to ignore the folklore. We need to look closely at the precise, worldly skills this man brought with him when he stepped off the boat. This 16th century map of Africa shows the region where his story begins. While the exact location is debated, historians trace his birth to somewhere along the eastern coast, likely present-day Mozambique, Ethiopia, or Sudan. This diagram illustrates his first distinct advantage. Standing well over 6 feet tall, he towered over the average 16th century Japanese man. That immense physical scale and dark skin commanded immediate awe. To an isolated population, his appearance commanded an almost supernatural level of attention. Yasuke possessed a sharp intellect and a high level of discipline, allowing him to master multiple languages and navigate foreign customs with ease. He utilized those skills as a trusted bodyguard for the influential Italian Jesuit missionary Alessandro Valignano. Together, they navigated bandit-controlled roads and survived the treacherous ocean voyages required for global diplomacy. By the time Yasuke reached Japanese shores, he was a hardened, highly competent protector. He was already forged to survive a war-torn nation. This folding screen painting captures the dense, bustling nature of Japanese society at the time. When Yasuke arrived in 1579, the public reaction was explosive. Thousands of people crushed into the streets just to get a glimpse of him, resulting in widespread chaos and injuries. The noise of his arrival eventually reached the ear of Oda Nobunaga. Nobunaga was a brilliant, merciless warlord, obsessed with unifying the country. He held little respect for rigid tradition. As seen with his mass purchase of European matchlock firearms, Nobunaga constantly sought out foreign ideas and advanced technology to gain an advantage. Intrigued by the rumors, Nobunaga demanded a meeting. When Yasuke arrived, the warlord ordered his attendants to aggressively wash the stranger's skin, assuming the dark color was actually black ink. No ink washed off, but it was Yasuke's reaction that passed the ultimate test. Standing before the most terrifying leader in Japan, his discipline held. He remained completely calm, respectful, and unshaken. In that moment, Nobunaga found a kindred spirit. He saw an outsider whose intellect and unshakable composure perfectly matched his own hunger for pure merit. Nobunaga immediately stopped treating his guest as a spectacle. He recognized a true warrior and quickly brought Yasuke into his trusted inner circle. Within months, the foreign bodyguard achieved a status that usually required a lifetime of servitude. He was granted a stipend, a residence, and a katana, officially elevating him to the rank of samurai. Looking at this feudal map of Japan, you can see the scale of the rigid, blood-based caste system that controlled the nation. By handing Yasuke a sword, Nobunaga shattered those deeply entrenched expectations. Nobunaga's empire eventually fell to betrayal, and Yasuke's final days after his lord's death remain a historical mystery. Yet his impact on the era was permanently cemented. Yasuke succeeded because he was a deeply intelligent survivor whose resilience and worldly background allowed him to seize a role tradition deemed impossible.